Hi, this is Ashley Chan. I've been rock climbing for just over a year, and today I'll be teaching you how to rock climb safely. I'd like to open up with a warning that rock climbing is an inherently dangerous sport, so if you don't know what you're doing and don't feel comfortable, then ask a certified belay instructor to help teach you how to get started. Here are the things you'll need: a harness, a carabiner, a belay device, some shoes, although you can climb in tennis shoes, and a friend to belay you. But wait, there are a few things you'll want to do before you start climbing. One of those things is putting your hair up if it's long. If it's short, it's not too big of a deal. But this just makes sure you can't get your hair stuck in the belay device. And then you'll want to do some stretches. Warming up is always a really good idea so that you don't strain any muscles in your hands or your legs that you don't normally use. Stretching your fingers and wrists forwards and backwards is a really good exercise to do so that you can limber up your tendons and your muscles. These stretches may look silly, but they're really good ways to help warm yourself up so that you don't pull any muscles. Here are some shoulder stretches.
And then the ones that come to you, drive them away.
Here's a hip stretch. Some leg stretches.
And when they fight,
And now we're almost ready to start, but not quite yet. First, I need my shoes and my harness on, and to do some double checks for safety. Double checks for the harness include making sure that nothing is flipped backwards and that all of the elastic is going up to the waist. You'll also need to make sure that the harness is sitting snugly on the waist. There are two roles in rock climbing. There's the climber who's going up and the belayer who's on the ground. And both of them have their own individual safety checks that they should be aware of before climbing. But we'll get to those in a little bit. First, we're starting with what the climber does. First, you grab a length of rope from the end of your hand to the middle of your chest. And then you pinch the rope, and this is called a bite. Then you'll grab the loose end and wrap it around the bite, and then put the loose end through the hole you've just made. When I was first learning how to do this, I got a memory peg, and that's making a snowman's head, giving him a scarf, and then giving him a carrot nose through the center. This is the figure 8 knot, and it's fundamental for climbing. Now that you have your figure 8 knot, you're going to attach yourself to the system by putting the end through your loop, and then following the rope all the way through. So you'll enter from the bottom, wrap through the top, go around the loop, and follow the 8. It's like a snake that's trying to keep along with its snake friend. As you can see here, you know you've done it right if your loose end ends up on the top. And here's what that looks like from another angle. So I'm attaching myself into the system, and then I'm going to be following the rope all the way through, keeping the two ropes side by side as they go.
She said, how could you joke at a time like this? I know why, 'cause this is what you wanted.
So here are the double checks for the climbers. You want to make sure that there's one handful on the bottom between you and the knot, and then at least 2 handfuls on the top. And then 5 pairs of ropes, so 10 strands. Now I'm ready to climb, but not without my belayer. So here she is with the belay device, and she's going to make a bite of rope like we did before, and have the loose end facing out the sharp pointy end of the belay device. This creates more friction so that it's easier to stop a person when they're falling. This loose end is called the break strand. Now take the carabiner and attach it to both the rope and the belay device. And then attach it to the loop on your harness. And lock the belay device. This is really important. It's actually one of the safety checks for the belayer. It's making sure that the gate is locked, that the carabiner is passing through both the bite of rope and the belay device, and that the brake strand is facing out. There's an acronym for how to correctly take slack out of a system, and it's called P-bus. So first you pull up P, then you brake, which just means bringing one hand down, and then you go under U, and then S, you slide up. Using this system means you can always have a hand on the brake. And when you're lowering your climber, you should always have 2 hands on the brake strand. And that's it. Thanks for watching the basics of how to climb with me.
As far as I'm